Good morning. Good morning. Just had my little protein pudding, and I had my superfood drink. I just made up my water with my immunity blend and my gut health stuff. And I've got my cacao. And so I am starting the day. Bonnie wants to go outside. We'll put little Miss outside. And it was funny, the reason I'm bringing some of this up is, well, it's important that we take care of ourselves when we are spiritual beings. The good friend of mine, we'll call him that because that's all he gets to be called so far. The good friend of mine that is going to the dentist because he's not been taking care of himself. And I was explaining to him that that is self-love and that nobody can take care of ourselves but us. We have to love ourselves enough to take care of ourselves. And so I was like, gotta take that shit to heart, right? So I get up today and I'm like, I'm gonna get my steps in and I'm gonna start my day off right. And when I'm gonna log my calories, and I logged my calories, and it was 222 calories for breakfast. 15 grams of that was protein, which is perfect if you have listened to like Stacy Sims about, getting in that 15 grams of protein first thing in the morning for women. But the reason the 222 really mattered for me was because I was like, last night I was thinking, I should talk to you guys. Spirit was kind of nudging me along. Like, I should talk to you guys about how the twin flame journey starts, okay? So, I wrote a book last year, but I don't think I really fully talked about how it starts. Okay, let's see if my book is right here. I can show you. Okay, there's some of my books, but this is the one I'm talking about. Tapping into Death, Rebirth with Soul Bonds. Okay. So I wrote this one so that people would have more information about working with twin flames, divine love, soulmates, and karmic partners. And all of my books are channeled with spirit. And definitely there is science that I put into my books. I am a big believer that science is spirituality, okay? But I've never talked about how the twin flame journey starts. And we all think of it starting in the moment where you look into each other's eyes and you have that very first time where it is like two atoms smashed into each other. And there is something internally within you that just blows up in your mind. But that's not where it starts. It starts long before you meet them in this life, because everything in this life was leading you to that moment, because the twin flame is here to awaken this part of yourself. It's here to awaken something in you that can only be awakened by this soul that knows you so divinely from the soul space. And my belief on twin flames from spirit is different than the belief that you might get from a lot of other people, where a lot of other people believe that the twin flame is one soul and you've been split in half, and that's why you are like two halves of one being. That's not what Spirit has shown me. What Spirit showed me is that this was your cohort, your partner, your connection in the soul space. And I was shown when we were given the opportunity, when we were asked, hey, do you want to go more or less on this adventure, right? And I wrote about this, I don't know if it was in my From the Diary of Woo book about the shamanic awakening and shamanic practices, or if it was in the very first Souls in the Light Field book. But I did write about how what I was shown in the soul space and what the soul space is like is something that we in this space are trying to recreate. And we recreate it through birth, because we were in a space that was shown to me almost like it was like a water world, and it was beautiful and it was pink and it was lovely. And so we everything was water. Our bodies were like water, the air was like water, the land was like water. It was very magical. Okay. And I remember what I was shown was that the divine masculine was like, on board, sign me up. Where can I go on this journey? How can I go and have all of this new experience? And I see myself as being the divine feminine. And that doesn't mean I haven't had lives where I was a biological man. Okay. I also have had lives where somebody needs to hear this. I had a life where I remembered being a buffalo. Okay. So we have all these lives. Dolores Cannon spoke about it well. And I was hesitant, but I'm like, well, wherever my divine masculine goes, well, I'm going to go too. And then I was shown us going in through the void, through the darkness, through chaos, which is very aligned with mythology and all of that. And then I saw myself almost like climbing out of this coffin is kind of what it felt like. I climbed out of this box of darkness, and it wasn't really a box, but that's how it looked sort of like in my vision. And I saw what we can only describe as being God in this realm. And I held onto his leg, and I was this little being of all of these balls of energy. And I was watching the universe being created. And that's why we came. It's because we were like, this new space is being created. Oh my gosh, I want to come be a part of this. I want to come and experience this. And that was the beginning. That's the beginning of how the twin flame journey started. Because if you're here, you came from the soul space. And you came from the soul space with a divine partner. And you get awakened in lifetimes when you have that eye contact. But you were always internally seeking them out. I saw myself as a more grown atomic being, flying kind of through time and space later with all of those balls of color. And when I think about this lifetime, so I was always being pulled towards, always, every decision, every construct was pulling me towards being in the divine place at the divine time, that I would meet that energy to spark me up. And it didn't happen at the first time we met, and we probably passed each other a million times before we ever met. And it sparked me up, and it crumbled the reality that I thought I was living in, because it awakened me to remember who I was as a soul. And as a soul, then I can remember what my soul purpose is, and then that moves forward the soul purpose. And that is literally what meeting your twin flame is about. Do some twin flames actually get together and have a relationship? Yes, and it's probably the most magical, special relationship that you would ever have if you get it right. But most of us aren't going to get it right. The push and the pull and the magnetics of this reality and the things that have to still be broken apart to go after our soul purpose make it a really complex process. So I'd love to hear how you resonate with any of this, and I will keep doing some conversations. All right. Bye, guys.